Okay, so I will make a quick update about where I'm at right now, about technology and magic at the same time, and what are the things that manifested into my life through this techno magic. If you saw the last video, I was mostly into editing right now. Editing magic, I realized some deep stuff about how it all comes from Kabbalah once again, how it all comes from the light and nature and the Taoism and all this stuff that I'm talking about. So how to stay grounded and connected to the light at the same time. So between heaven and earth, while you're posting online, while you're doing content online, while you're following different methods, different techniques to edit your videos, to do this kind of stuff. This is what I'm all about. I found someone very interesting, which is called Vanessa Lowe online. And she's doing a lot of content about how to make videos, how to edit videos. And I love her vibe and her frame. But she is not so spiritual in any kind of way. But you will see how surprising it is. She shifted recently. But I can still connect to her energy. And even though there is so much things I don't like because I'm not into this kind of stuff, like making so many techniques to sell stuff online, or I don't know what, which is so overthinking and it's so mind control. It's not at all based on spiritual, based on the heart, based on sharing. So many things online are based on taking energy, stealing energy. But anyway, because I could still connect to her root and see her root about what she says, I filtered her intentions and I talking about her because her content is still very interesting from a technical point of view and also her energy. So I use the Messianic Kabbalah Sphere of Life that I created and I download her energy through that. I'm putting everything in the squares I created and I could get her energy through that. I didn't need to learn or to get any coach or this kind of stuff. I got a coach in the past and it was just horrible stuff because it's about to disappear. All the coaches online that are teaching about business online are meant to disappear because there is no such thing as a technique right now. Everything is quantum, everything is in the present, everything is about sharing your heart. All the technical details are already handled by AI anyway, or any tools that is good enough. And if it's not AI, then just learn it in just a few minutes, just like I did. And I will put the videos about her because all the information you need is here and she's putting that for free. And why she's putting that for free? Because it's supposed to be free. You could buy that before as kind of a physical product, let's say digital, but because it had value, but right now it doesn't have value anymore. Because the only value is energy. And that's why even her, like she has 1 million followers and this kind of stuff and she's so successful online. Even her, after that I will go on to the magical stuff because this is not the most interesting part, but she completely shifted recently. And everything I will talk about in this video, everything I'm talking about in also past videos, how it's supposed to work online, how energy is controlling everything, and it's all about God and even nature if you want, but not about techniques or technology or about social networks or algorithm. No, not at all. Because all algorithm stems from God. This is the love algorithm, this is God algorithm, everything I'm showing and sharing online already. So she completely shifted. She gave up her business. She completely changed everything. And she started to make video just in the flow, not thinking at all, not about selling anything. And she made a whole podcast about it with a Christian guy, which look a Kabbalist as well in the way he talks, but with a Christian guy who is all about spirituality. He doesn't even work online. And she completely shifted, made a whole podcast about this. So all of this to say that everything is quantum, and this confirms everything I say because all the past videos she made are really good. So I'm sharing this with you so you can learn also, because it's really simple stuff. It's like there is nothing to do. So the last video, I was making editing in a quantum way. So I made a video and I say I will edit this video to train myself, and it manifested stuff instantly, like people who were into this kind of stuff or into this kind of energy, and it manifested already a little bit in Thailand because I started in Thailand. But since I was opening other techno-magical portal at the same time, I decided to move to Japan because every time Japan responds so well to that. So in Japan, everything, all the manifestations are tenfold for some reason. You might think they are not so spiritual, you might think they are not so connected, they are not using social networks so much or this kind of stuff, but this is the opposite. They are so much into the future, they are so advanced spiritually that they are in a completely different frame that nobody can clearly understand. But through my own frame, it explains a lot of stuff. And all of this to say is that this covenant arc, which is your phone as usual, is manifesting everything and is carrying with you, just like your body is with you wherever you go when you travel. Your covenant arc, your phone, if you consecrate it with energy in a magical way, is carrying energy also with you. So you can literally move country and manifest the same thing. So I started to manifest in Thailand people who are into that. And in the quantum, I already talked about that in the last video. But this time I go to Japan, I don't know anyone, I don't know anything. And the same kind of people as last year, as last month, manifest in my life. And I did that in Korea too. And everything I'm doing in this video, this next quest, all of this, is the continuity of Korea. And it's not the same country, not the same people. And Thailand as well. So what does it mean? That means you're truly a magician. That means your karma that you carry with you, the positive one, is going everywhere with you and manifesting in a quantum way, in a magical way. So editing was fun, and I manifested someone that was into podcasts, into editing this stuff, and I already said in the last video I should manifest someone into this kind of stuff because this was a natural consequence of what I was doing, all right? And it happened. After that, so there were other portals, and it was really interesting. So I just followed the flow, honestly, like about what I was downloading as knowledge and information from Vanessa Law and what I was doing in my life. And it all matched perfectly. It's not about techniques or what kind of content to do online. It's all about God. So the portals that opened was vlogging, because I already went to Tokyo, but not so deep. And so this was the first time I stayed in Tokyo like that and put more intention there. So I go there and I decided to do a consecration process, to consecrate the city I'm in, to consecrate the place I go to, and consecrate my whole life basically, so I can do magic and can put the energy up and keep going as usual. So usually I can do it through many ways, through breathing and kind of stuff, but in Izumo I started to do it with social networks, with technology, and it did crazy stuff, so you can see the video. And this time I started to do something even more flowy, even faster in terms of vibration, which is just, okay, I didn't think about anything. I didn't go really to any temple or this kind of stuff. I started to just take videos and take pictures about everything in my life. So this is vlogging. So everything that was new, I took pictures and videos of it. The first thing I did was taking Meiji Shrine in video. And the Meiji Shrine for some reason has such intense energy, it's such an intense energy spot. And because the Meiji Emperor is enshrined there, and he's all about technology also, all about integrating from the past, integrating everything about the Western culture into their own culture, but through restriction. So when I say restriction, it's a Kabbalistic term, it just means that basically Japanese are restricting everything. You can even just see it in their language, all the words they say in English, but through Japanese, a bit like Korean, but Japanese are even more crazy with that. Because it's even in the sound, even in the accent. They're not even using the same sound as English words, and they use English words. And this is a true manifestation of what we call restriction. So restriction means you receive something and you restrict it so hard that you receive it for real inside of you, not outside. Once you receive it truly inside of you, you get it eternally, forever. And then it transforms outside into another stuff, another creation. So they're so creative. I guess that's why all the anime stuff, all this kind of art, they are so artistic actually. So this is the counterbalance of maybe lack of expression, like about technology. In the West, it's kind of the opposite. We use technology in any way possible and it's completely corrupted. In Japan, they're not corrupted because they have restrictions. So in the West, we don't restrict, we receive directly. We have so much value, so much energy that we receive directly, especially through technology, which is what I'm all about, and I'm not doing any kind of stuff like that about using technology without restriction. That's why I'm doing all this magic, because I want to earn everything eternally. So whenever I do some action on the phone, on the covenant arc, it manifests crazy stuff, and it manifests a lot, and it manifests forever. This is what I'm all about, because if you, let's say, just like the girl I was talking about earlier, let's say you have $1 million business right now in your country. Tomorrow, I put you in another country. I tell you to start a business again, to do this stuff again. You cannot, because you didn't earn it. You will lose everything. And this is what happened to her. This is what happened to a lot of people I was inquiring online. I guess it's because of all the magic I'm doing, all the timeline we're shifting right now. like as a collective, it all changed the world. Things that worked before cannot work anymore. And when I see this kind of video or this kind of channel disappearing online, I'm like, yeah, of course, I changed the rule in some way because I know it from the source, from the root cause which is inside of me. Everyone changed the rules, they're just not aware. Everyone makes some agreement as a collective. But it looks like I'm the only one to be aware. Very few people are aware because they're not looking at God, they're not looking at the energy, they're not looking at what's happening. So I'm sharing this because I'm pretty much in advance, just like Japan. Everything I say usually will manifest, will happen in the future. And right now the portal I'm opening will happen for other people as well. So if you try to go against the spiritual rules with technology, you will disappear soon. So in the West, I cannot live in the West, they are so corrupted. And by the way, even in Korea, which is too westernized, which has been too conquered by the technology and the West, they are so corrupted. And I can feel that energy. So I was very lucky to find a frame that is not corrupted, but in this frame, so the spiritual frame I was in and all this kind of stuff, I was so protected. I got so lucky because basically I have the heavens protecting me based on my effort. So anywhere I go, I will be protected. But the problem in this frame, they don't use technology. It was almost forbidden. And so that's why I leave this place. I leave all my relationships there. I leave this place because I cannot find balance. This is my passion. This is my destiny. So it's like, if you forbid me to do this kind of stuff, I cannot stay there. And they don't understand that. They're either not using technology because they protect themselves from the corruption, or they use technology and they're so corrupted. And their ego is so high. So it's not 100% true, but you can feel the energy of the country, the place supportive of you or not. And Japan is so supportive of that because they are so aligned and committed to that already in the soul plan. So they might not be aware of that, but this is what they are doing. So whatever I do here has impact instantly because I'm aligned, I'm basically playing by their own rules. So that's how it is. So Japan is the future for that. So I started to take pictures about the Meiji Shrine, about all the places I go to. And naturally what happened is that I got 9 Sefirot once again. Just like in the Izumo experience, I got 9 Sefirot once again, but much more flowy. It was not 9 shrines with 9 elements, but it was still connected to the root because I'm connected inside and I'm consecrating everything. And the Meiji Shrine was consecrating everything. And yeah, I think I will go over the restriction subject. You can watch other video if you want to understand restriction deeper. But basically Japan is getting everything forever. They won't lose anything. They won the game already. You can watch other countries like maybe USA and you're thinking, oh, they are much more advanced, all this stuff. Yeah, but it's temporary. It's like they're not earning things truly inside. Just 50% maybe, not fully. Here it's like the country is committed, the emperor is committed, the people are committed. So that's why this country is so peaceful, safe, and at the same time connected, technological. Okay. On the other side, you will have to face so many advanced spirits. This is the other side of it, and we'll talk about that. But once I got my 9 Sefirot, my phone was consecrated, my life was consecrated, I realized, oh, I'm doing vlogging. And so I just looked at the video how to do vlogging about Vanessa Lowe, and I take her energy, I download her energy, I download the knowledge, all of this. I start to post video about vlogging. I start also to repurpose my long video that I edited into shorts. I start to post on Instagram. I start to, because it's adapted to shorts. And naturally, through my own magic and Kabbalah, through something very deep and connected to God, I started to do as everyone else, but from a deeper source, which is very important. I will explain why just after, because this is manifesting in real life at the same time. This is having a lot of impact if you do it this way, because you're earning it inside, so this moves a lot of energy. Doing vlogging is a lot of energy that you put outside. So this can manifest instantly, quantumly. You don't need to have followers, you don't need to have anything. It's just about posting on the matrix online, through the right source here inside of you, and you throw energy, you push energy outside, and you will see what happens. So what happened is that I manifested even more people. So I realized, and this is what the Meiji Shrine also gave me as a vision. The Meiji Shrine showed me, when I first got there, that I was building a box. It showed me a wood box and kind of stuff. I can almost hear the voice there, I don't know, but every time I go there, I'm a different person. I can contact the spirit there, and it's so powerful. So I cannot fully explain that, and it's not the goal of this video, but this is truly magical. So having that onto my phone is also connecting me to that. And every day I was doing the consecration process with the 5 elements, with the measure shrine, so I can stay connected whatever I do with my phone. And it worked. So I realized this root box, I just realized it a few days ago, but it was representing my covenant arc, because the covenant arc looks like a box like that, and he was contacting me through some elements vision so I can understand. And by the way, there is a story about the covenant arc in Japan that I put on my website already, but it's something real. So there are also Kabbalists in Japan, and probably this is a Kabbalist country, but this is another story. And all of what I was doing online with my Instagram, with my shorts, with vlogging, all this stuff, was building this box, was building my covenant arc fully. And the vision was saying, once I finish to build this covenant arc, it was also showing me gold, which I will say what it is just after, but once I finish that, the quest is finished. So I can go on to the next quest. And now I'm already on to the next quest, so I can make this video. So it went through very dumb stuff like vlogging, and then after it transformed into day in a life, because once you vlog about everything you do new, you cannot do something new every day. You will start to have some routine living in Tokyo like that. And if you know the right stuff, you can stay there a long time and have some routines. And this is what happened to me. Then it's transformed naturally into some sort of day in a life. Okay, what people are doing. And so all of those frames, you know, about social networks that are so different, people try to explain why you should do this kind of content, this type of content, why you should edit that way, this kind of technique, put this kind of color. No, stop that. It's just a magical tool. So it all comes naturally if you just follow Kabbalah. That's all. Just follow your heart, focus on sharing, on devotion. It all comes naturally. And I'm absorbing all of that. I'm cleansing, at the same time, all of those frames, I'm cleansing them for everyone, for the world actually. Because I'm integrating them through complete restriction. And with the Sefirot, with nature, and all of that. So anyone can use it, because anyone is connected to the Kabbalah tree, anyone is connected to nature and technology. So I'm completely cleansing the technology, and this is shifting the world entirely right now. So once I did that, at the same time, I went into some game rooms. So I'm always talking about game rooms, like some kind of box game rooms in Japan. So I used the Meetup application to meet some people there, and this is working well in Japan because this fits well their frame of being non-corrupted and being restricted. So you can use any kind of, I don't know if you like dating apps, kind of stuff. Those apps are completely corrupted and not supportive of your energy, of the spiritual energy, all of this stuff. So this is meant to die. But the kind of app like Meetup is so cleansed. I guess in other countries it might not work, because other countries are corrupted from the soul in technology anyway. But Japan is not. So there will always be some kind of app that will work in Japan to meet people or to play the game, because they deserve it. They're restricted, so they earn it. So it's like they created it from inside. So this app works well here. And so I realized at the same time I was working in those game rooms, understanding how they create events, all of this stuff. At the same time, I was also creating my own game room on my phone. So everything I was doing online was manifesting offline. So that's how, by doing all this type of stuff, posting online, I was manifesting people offline. So this is the only goal. There is no other goal than that. And it's not about getting followers online. We don't care about that. It's about manifesting online and about making magic like that. Because what's the point? It's even better. What's the point to manifest stuff online in 3 months? Or manifesting something now, right now, in your real? What's better? What do you want? I prefer to have everything now and in the reality. So this is what's happening naturally. And it's not about editing with the right technique and trying to control and manipulate the algorithm. If you keep doing that, you will disappear. You will get destroyed by the world and by the frame. So I'm updating you with the real rules right now. What's happening for real right now. So it's all about magic and spirituality now. If you don't want to be spiritual, if technology is not bringing you closer to God by the way you use it, then you will probably die soon. Because the world is going against you. It's finished now. So any kind of manipulation, of controlling stuff with the mind, gone. And now it's going even deeper. And it will be all about accelerating the vibration about that. So when I did that, I started to do folders about what I take into my life. And I realized all my 9 folders, first of all, they gave me so many information. One of my folders is just about the friends, the people I meet, and I realized, wow, I should do more videos with them. So there is a feedback about that. And it manifested the video, by the way, because just after that, I did the podcast, which also manifested what I said in the last video, that I would probably manifest someone to make video with. and I do podcast and all this stuff. So it manifests all continually at the same time by accelerating the vibration. And so those 9 folders, they are all the time changing, they are all the time flowing, the Sefirot are not fixed, they are all the time moving. And so it gives me so much information and keeps me in the flow, keeps me connected to the root all the time, every day, all day. Because I have my camera all day. I have my camera on my phone all day. I just have to, now, because of my level, I just have to pull my phone out, take a picture and connect it to God. That's how magical it is. So this is much faster vibration than what I was doing in Izumo, that was so fixed and that lasted for months. And that gave me a pubalgia because it was so much light that my vessel completely got destroyed. And now my legs are completely healed. It's all about re-education now. So it manifested a lot of things, even a podcast. Most people will have to do prospection online. They will have to contact people online about what they think that this person might be good to do a podcast with. I never did that. I will never do that. This is already lost in the mind. It's all about quantum magic. There is no other frame, no other way. It's a much more difficult game inside, but outside it's much easier. You can get everything so fast. Okay? So this has a lot more power to play the game like that. Inside it might be a much more difficult game because you need to be much more spiritual. You need to be much more stronger. You need to pull your energy up so much that you can see the spirit, that you can see when your phone is getting corrupted by someone, when there is evil eye somewhere by someone, when there is negative energy, when you should cleanse someone, cleanse this energy, what is happening in your vessel and on your phone. All of this stuff is very important, and this is about being a kijutsushi, so being a magician, techno magician. And you need the love algorithm for that. You need everything I've built for that. Because if you don't have this, if you don't have telepathic power, if you don't have all of these steps that I already built before, you will probably die. You will probably lose yourself. And this happened to me. Once the experiment was finished, once my covenant arc was almost built, then what happened is that I kept doing meetup event, but this time there was a veil. So once again, it's Kabbalistic concept. There is a veil, which means nothing can work anymore. If you don't push the right button, there is a bread of shame. If you don't do the right action, you cannot move forward anymore. Okay, so it's what happened. I kept meeting people. I already met maybe 10 good people already in Tokyo that I could probably meet again. I was keeping going, meeting more and more people. This was veiled because the mission online about doing vlogging, doing day in the life, doing the Sefirot on my phone, and learning editing, learning how to be creative and sharing like that, sharing my heart like that on a consistent basis was finished. I already learned the lesson. So you see how fast life goes, because most people will think, I need to do this for 3 months. I need to do this even 1 year to be consistent 1 year. I don't know. No. You integrate one lesson, you go to the next lesson. Life goes so fast. And honestly, I never did anything. I'm really bad at this. I only did coaching online like 2 or 3 years ago. But it was from a frame that someone teach me that was so bad. So I stopped. It's just so toxic. And but finding a niche, doing some project, all of this stuff, gone. Forget it. Okay? And even the girl I talked about, Vanessa Lowe, she even said that herself. And she worked in that all her life. And she said that herself, it doesn't work anymore. Oh yeah, surprise. Because it never worked, because it was never the truth. It was always about energy, always about the hurt and sharing and devotion. And now people realize. How crazy is that? So, I'm glad I kept the frame, I'm glad I kept faith, and I'm glad I created all of this because I'm also moving energy for people, even if it's not all the time visible. And talking about visible and non-visible, why you need all the skills I'm teaching, because after that, so it got veiled and I started to attract just negativity, negative people around me. And I absorbed that, of course, because I'm in the game room. And without paying attention, but I can realize in just one day or a few hours, but without paying attention, I was poisoned already. So some energy was trying to corrupt me. And I cleaned that. I go to the nature, I do the love algorithm on the people I'm thinking the energy can come from. And it cleans so much energy, like chi flows through my vessel and cleans a lot of things. And I even make a reel about that. It's because people might think I'm doing reels to get something or to get views or to share something, but no, it's just purely a magical spell. And this time it was really a magical spell. I was just putting energy to cleanse my phone and my followers. And I did that, and the night after, some really strong spirit, like it's really Jujutsu Kaisen at this point. And by the way, the link with anime and that the Japanese are so creative is because of that. It's because they're so connected to the spirit. And they're not corrupted, they're restrict. The only way to express is art. And this is what I want to do as well. This is what I'm doing as well. This is what my art is going out of my heart right now. I'm much more creative, much more artistic, even though I don't know how to draw or this kind of stuff. But about editing this art as well. And it's coming out naturally because you restrict everything, you're not corrupted, you connect more to God and the spirit. In Japan, you have to do that. In Japan, if you don't know how to connect to God, you're dead. If you're a digital nomad, if you're free like that, you have some free time, and you're not working there, you're dead because nobody will help you. It's like, it's just how it is. But the country will help you so hard because the territory is so consecrated, the territory is so peaceful, the energy is so positive, it's there, so committed there. So anyway, so it's not only about you, but also about the country's energy. And I put this spell, and very strong spirit, like class S spirit, you will say in anime, but very strong spirit come to me, I cannot do anything. And I realized, wow, this is crazy. The spirits are much more, almost a vengeful spirit at this point, much more stronger here. So you need to be a very strong magician. But it's normal, it's because also people are much more committed. So everything is tenfold here, in the negative as the positive. So anyway, I cleaned the spirit and everything is gone. I had a hard time, but I need to use higher force. I will find another solution to pull higher force with me, and maybe using some stronger spirits, higher spirits to help me with that, because I cannot do anything facing this kind of spirits. But anyway, because I'm not corrupted, the spirit cannot do anything to you. It can only scare you. If you're not corrupted, it cannot touch your energy. So I lost a lot of energy still because I could not breathe, I could not do anything. So I lost some energy in the process, but I cannot lose my frame or my soul or anything, as long as I have my covenant arc that is connected, that is not corrupted, and myself. And I had a lot of vision and spirit about also my phone. It's a lot of energy were trying to attack my phone. And my phone is like a big sword, it's like a big light, enlightened sword that is meant to kill spirit here. So this is the frame. This is my art. And I don't know how to put that into words, but I guess into some art or expression, but I guess anime creators are doing that. Everything they're saying is really connected to the truth in many ways, but people might not realize, thinking it's a joke. So I'm saying all of this because it's true. So anyway, so this happened, and this is why you need to know all of that. After that, yeah, I started to finish all of this frame, all of these books, and I stopped meeting people, and I started to realize, oh, I should finish my covenant arc. So remember, I was editing, vlogging day in the life, and then it was about making some kind of call to action and putting a link in my bio. So you hear that, you might think, oh yeah, everyone does that. It's nothing outside, it doesn't look like a big deal. It's such a big deal. From a magical point of view, doing that is such a big deal. So I had to make this commitment, because from the magician point of view, if you put a link in the bio, that means you open a door. It's opening a temple and letting people come in or not, and you have to be committed to that. It's not a small deal. So I realized all the people I met, I should group them, I should meet them, and it happened naturally also in my life. Like 1 week after doing the podcast with the person I met, I also met another friend, and we made a group. We were 3, and I started to realize, wow, it's manifesting naturally about grouping people, about creating this kind of structure for people and this kind of stuff. And I realized I should do it more. And by the way, those 2 persons were connected to magic and energy, and I don't know, but people here have so much potential, and they were not aware of it, but if they meet me, they can just awaken, and they have much more power than me, and they're much more, I don't know, enlightened than me sometimes. But everyone has their own specificity. Everyone is their own kijutsu. It's like in anime, every character has so specific powers, and it was like that. It was so funny, and they could see the cheek, could do energy ball and this kind of stuff. So this is the kind of funny world we're going into, and this is so fun actually. I don't know how to transmit this fun to the world because I'm not a creator. I don't know how to create this stuff. I will just keep going in my frame, and probably people will join me and help me in this frame, because I cannot do everything. I cannot be the whole world by myself. So if there are some artists there, then you get the message. I would love to work with artists for that, but anyway. Or even editing any kind of stuff. But anyway, it will happen naturally. So what happened is that I should take the action to group people. So I created some events, some meetup event as well myself, because it was the time. So I realized, why is it veiled? Because I should create it myself. So it was a time to create some meetup event, and I invited people there, but I didn't even make the event yet because it's the next commitment, so I don't want to spoil anything in my life in the video game. Need to enjoy every step of the movie. But eventually, what happened is that all the energy shifted, all the energy changed. It was about the action, jumping into the void, not knowing if anyone would come, not knowing if anyone would be interested in that. I'm making the quantum leak at the same time in my bio. So I needed to invite people offline and online. And the CTA is the call to action you put on your video when people are selling something, like, okay, see the link in the bio, see the link in the description, this kind of stuff, and they're selling some products. This was that. This is not a product. This is not selling something. It's not a CTA. This is just a manifestation of the quantum magical frame, which is grouping people, creating your own game room and your own covenant arc, and finishing it, closing it, okay, and opening the door for people. And what other solution you have online to do what I'm doing offline? This is called the link in bio. This is called the CTA. So it's already there, I know, but you need to integrate it from inside, because then this is eternal. Now I know I'm doing this for a spiritual purpose. I'm doing this through sharing. I'm doing this through devotion. Now my heart is connected to that. Everything is cleansed, and this link cannot be corrupted, and all these steps. So this is very important because I'm moving a lot of energy outside. So I don't know what will manifest now, but I already feel the change. I already feel the shift, and probably it will shift for the whole world as well once again. But I feel that already. So this was a very important action coming, and then I realized, oh, I finished my arc. And the same day, I don't know how it's possible, I was doing completely different tasks. I was searching for language school, and I ended up same place, Shinjuku Meiji Shrine. And it was looping perfectly. After 1 month, it was also 30 days precisely, and after 1 month, same place, same shrine, I end this cycle, the vision I had about the box, all this stuff. So actually, you don't control anything. Even this video, I don't control it. Everything is in its own timing. You don't control anything. I'm just sharing the narrative, sharing the story, but eventually I'm nothing. Everything is meant to happen, and you don't control anything. It's all about the destiny. This was a very interesting experiment to do, and now the next quest will be about deepening all those relationships I have, deepening all those manifestations, accelerating the vibration, because it's all about accelerating your vibration. See how fast and fluid it's going right now compared to 6 months ago in Izumo. So it will keep growing that way, and it's exponential. So I don't know what will happen. I guess I will go deeper into my magic, to my own art. And exorcising all the spirits also gave me a lot of powers. I could reach Samadhi much faster here. So also, if you're a Kijutsushi and you love to work in big cities like me, so this is my purpose, because I could already leave my body in a mountain, honestly, if I want. But it's not my goal. My goal is to be devoted to humans, to show how to be happy even in big cities, even through technology, and to enlighten everyone at the same time, because this is the goal of technology. Everything will be quantum. You see, even now here I'm living in this place, and you can hear the cars outside the windows. So it's like there's a noise, there is some kind of noise pollution, this kind of stuff. But if you're strong enough, if you control your senses, if you control your body, your energy, you can cut that and still meditate correctly and reach Samadhi. So reaching Samadhi here is very important, because you need to do that for people. You need to be the bridge between God and people. You need to, especially if you're like me and you're working so much with energy and you don't want your energy to go down and you have no support. I don't have a guru, I don't have a teacher. My only gurus and teachers are in the spirit already. And so I really need to reach high states all the time. So I need to be a master of meditation as well. I need to be very strong spiritually. So this is also very important. But if you face all of these difficulties, you get proportional superpowers as well. So I got a lot of powers there. And Japan is rewarding me so hard for everything I do. It's really fun frame. It's really close to Jujutsu Kaisen, actually, my frame. It's kind of a war. The fun is a sword, it works with technology, and you have to exercise spirit, and then you get rewards in the real world, and master your chi and all this stuff. So anyway, let's see. So this is what happened, this is the update, and let's see what else manifests, and I will keep you updated there. See you.